Made such a lovely pair. Let's go, and that you would never leave. Let's go, you guys. How you doing this fine Wednesday evening? It, of course, is 7 p.m., which means it is, well, it's the Hat and Beard Show. I, of course, am James of the Hat and Beard Show. You are an attentive audience, guys, and we have some notes around the league, and they pertain directly to our guy in a roundabout way, the last couple days. Yesterday, we talked about Kyle Pitts cashing in on a cool $54 million little dealio-do. And then the Jacksonville Jaguars, not to be outdone, similar but different. Tight end Brenton Strange reportedly agrees to a 3-year extension worth up to $48 million. Well. Normally I'm kind of that guy that's like, hey, Big Brain Brad's kind of out ahead of the market. But what could this mean? What could it mean with both the Falcons and the Jacksonville Jaguars? Let's go ahead and pause that ad there. Both the Jags and the Falcons. Falcon! Signing their tight ends. What could it mean? And how much could it cost? The Detroit Lions. Directly correlated to that is, of course, a poll in the chat, if you guys haven't seen already. Should the Detroit Lions make Sam LaPorta the first tight end to exceed $20 million of annual average value? We will discuss that. Let it be known down in the poll. Then we've got 5 Lions to watch under 25. A little bit of a breakdown, some young talent. We know Brad Holmes is a build through the draft type guy, which means that we kind of almost always have some young and upcoming talent that we can keep our eye on. Tim 20man over at DetroitLions.com, senior beat writer, has 5 players to watch. I'm sure you know a good handful of them. We might watch a little bit of some interview do's over there. And then if we have time, if I'm feeling froggy enough on this Wednesday, Detroit Lions positional breakdowns, defining roles, roster battles, and the road to 53. We will be looking at, if time permits, over here at A to Z Sports. Mike the Slipper Payton has the running back room breaking down for us. So a little bit of, some conversation, some things to talk about. It, of course, is the offseason. We are doing the absolute best that we can, and it's because of viewers like you that we are able to keep this freight train going. We are trying to get to that 900 subscriber mark, dude. So if you could kindly and want to partake in Mad Hatter Nation, which is a bastion of sanity and an absolute sea of nonsense, take part in the chat over on YouTube. You got to be a subscriber, dude. Hit that subscribe button. Turn that notification bell on so that you can be notified every single time we go live Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. right here at YouTube, Rumble, and Kick. That way, just sends you a little push notification. Gets you ready to go, dude. Hit the like button. Knock on wood if you're with me, men. You know what I'm saying? Hit the share button. Copy the link down on your clipboard, dude. It counts as a share. Every time you do that, dude, it's kind of a way to do a little bit of heavy lifting for me and helps get the word out there of Mad Hatter Nation. Y'all, I appreciate it. If you're watching after the live show, comment down below. I like to see the comments down below. That's fun stuff and things. We're going to go ahead and hand it off to my guy, Jocko, and then we're going to get into the show.
If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well, then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
Want to say a big shout out. 2 things in the chat. If memory serves me correctly, guys, I'm pretty sure today's Rick's birthday. So if I'm not mistaken, I think Rick said his birthday is today. So big happy birthday to Rick C4 in the chat. Our guy Rick C partying up on his birthday. And also, guys, an NDE, near-death experience. Our guy Ryan the Snake Slayer Allen, dude. Yo. What the fuck was that, bro? My guy sends me a picture. Got a fucking snake, dude. Crawled in his car wheel, dude. What the hell was that, brother? That weirds me the hell out, dude. But, as you say, not today, Satan. Get behind me or under my wheel well. Either way, works for me. Let's get after it, guys. Let's talk about a little Brenton Strange. Keeping it strange. Going to go ahead and use the old left-handed asleep hand. Brenton Strange reportedly agrees to a 3-year extension worth up to $48 million to stay in Duval. The Jacksonville Jags invested in one of Trevor Lawrence's favorite targets on Wednesday. They're signing a loose end, Brenton Strange, to a 3-year extension that's worth up to $48 million and includes, just a measly sum of $25 million guaranteed per Tom Pelissero and Mark Garofalo. Despite playing in only 12 games last season, Strange ranked 3rd on the team with 46 receptions and 540 yards. Hey, that's not bad. Missing some time, dude. I mean, it's kind of a little under the radar. But, there's potential there. I'm saying? He hauled in a trio of touchdown passes, too, as a 25-year-old Penn State product built on a breakout 2024 campaign in which he reached 40 catches for 400 receiving yard marks. Strange, who is scheduled to become an unrestricted free agent after 26th season, figures to be an important piece of head coach Liam Cohen's team going forward. The 2023 second-round pick is now reportedly under contract through the 2029 season. As you can see in 25, he had 60 targets for 46 catches, 540 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Strange turned heads at the beginning of the 2025 campaign. Cohen's first at the helm over the first 4 games as Jacksonville stormed to a 3-1 start. The 6'4", 253-pound tight end pulled in 19 catches for 182 yards. In each of the last 2 of those outings, he snagged 6 catches. So it's not bad, dude. A little 12 catch stretch there, dude. During a Week 5 Monday Night Football win over the Kansas City Chiefs, Strange suffered a hip injury. How strange. At the time, he led the Jacksonville Jaguars with 20 catches on the season. Jacksonville wound up placing him on IR the following day. In late November, the Jags activated him off IR leading up to the Week 12 matchup against the Arizona Cardinals. After being sidelined for 5 games, Strange picked up where he left off earlier in the fall, reeling in 5 passes for 93 yards and an overtime victory over the Cardinals. All 3 of Strange's receiving touchdowns last season came in the final 6 contests. He notched one of them amid a 6-catch, 52-yard performance, and again the regular season finale against the top talent there, Tennessee. Of Strange's 12 regular season games, Jacksonville won 11 of those, averaging 30.1 points in those contests. To complement his impactful receiving, his blocking chops help in the run game and can assist the offense formational versatility. Along with former Penn State teammate Parker Washington and a mid-season trade acquisition Jacoby Myers, Strange emerged as one of Lawrence's most reliable receivers during Jacksonville's bounce-back 13-4 season. So there you go. He's getting a little up to $48 million, dude. Not a bad deal. Not something to shake your head at. I mean, how's a man supposed to eat on only that? But you know what, dude? So you see, he's getting 48 over 3. Whistling Dixie down there in Hotlanta. Kyle Harry Pitts. He was a 54 or something like that over 3. What could that mean for Sam LaPorta, guys? Chat, what do we think about this? There is the poll up. Let's see how the poll's feeling. Goddamn hippies, goddamn right, Brent. That's exactly. What's up, Detroit Sports Doc? How you doing, man? LaPorta Potty is a freaking dog at tight end. Let's go Lions. There we go. So chat, should LaPorta crack 20 million AAV? The poll with 11 votes cast already. Look at you guys go. Look at that, dude. 36% saying yes, 9% saying no, and 55% of you are saying worth it. We'll wait and see. If there was a boat for me to hop in, I'd probably be in that 3rd column. I know it's very Tim Poolian and being a fence sitter, but I think that is the smart thing to do, and I think that's probably why Maybe Brad hasn't been overly aggressive in contract negotiations with Sam LaPorta. I mean, you don't want to be dumping a bunch of money into a guy and finding out he's not able to play out the duration of his contract. We could be seeing that potentially happening with my guy Kirby Joseph. But let's not hope that's really the situation. So what does Heavy have for us over here? Atlanta's extended Kyle Pitts, but all guarantees. Sam LaPorta is eventually going to be the highest paid tight end in the NFL. The question is how soon the Lions can extend their young tight end before the price tag, well, that'll continue to rise. LaPorta is projected to make more than Pitts. Pitts' contract that came in above market projections. He signed a 3-year, $54 million deal with $36 million in guarantees, making $18 million per year, puts him at third AAV, only behind McBride and George Kittle, 19 and 19.1. If LaPorta is locked to make more than Pitts, and the top two tight ends only make about $1 million more per year than Pitts, it's hard to see LaPorta coming in under $19 million. LaPorta is entering his fourth season and will be just 25 years old. Pitts will be 26 years old, so while he is younger, it is not a significant difference. Beyond that, Pitts has 2,197 yards from 23 to 25, which is when LaPorta entered the NFL. LaPorta has 2,104 yards over that time, so very comparable. LaPorta, however, separates a bit on his efficiency. He has played 42 games over those 3 years compared to 51 by Pitts. He averaged 8.3 yards per target, where Pitts is, he's only at a meager 7.8. LaPorta also averages 1.7 yards per route and an average 2 yards per route run last year. Meanwhile, Pitts, he's barely getting by at 1.6 yards per route with an average of 1.71 last season. Wow, NFL nerd. It's okay. I like the stats, dude. I like the stats. LaPorta is younger and more efficient than Pitts. Even Sport Track projected LaPorta to make nearly $4 million more than Pitts this offseason when projecting his contract. It might not be that much, but LaPorta should expect more than $18 million per year. Yeah, it'd be hard to argue with that. Look, I don't think this is a fair argument. He went from 120 targets as a rookie to 83 in year 2, and then 49 last year. He suffered a variety of nagging injuries in 24, and while he mostly played through, he was not nearly as impactful. He was more efficient in 25 when he was healthier, but he only played in 9 games. He suffered a back injury and then had to miss the rest of the season, as we all know. So now he is coming off a season-ending surgery on the back, which is a serious injury to come back from. He's young enough that expectation for him to bounce back, but he has already been trending down since his rookie year. LaPorta and his camp are going to contend that when he is healthy, he can play up to his rookie level. If he played up to his rookie level status through 3 seasons, $20 million per year would be a floor, not a potential ceiling. Yeah, but, if I was under the potato, or candies and the nuts, they would have a Merry Christmas. The Lions will contend that while his potential is one of the best tight ends in the NFL, he has not lived up to that enough to overpay him. Pitts has not made that conversation easier over the next few months. Yes, I would agree with that. That whole statement. Yes, that whole statement is very, very accurate. The Lions will contend that while his potential is one of the best tight ends in the NFL, unfortunately, Fredo, it's nothing personal. It's it's just strictly business. You're just, what have you done for me lately, dude? I'm not trying to hold the injuries against you, but the reality is what the reality is, dude, and it's business. And then Kyle Pitts is just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take it $18 million a year. Thank you. Ching. Good luck. But there's a plan. Jesse, we have a plan. I think Brad has a plan. I think there's a plan. I think everything's going to be just fine. I think we're just dealing with a little off-season meat to chew on, a little fat to gnaw on, just a little talking points to keep an eye on. But I wouldn't worry about Sam LaPorta and the Detroit Lions. I think we're going to figure it out. It's going to be just fine. You know what I'm saying? How do we feel? Chat. Save the cash you spent. How much resources on wide receivers, QBs, running backs, etc. That's true. Save money. Grab cheaper youth like Mike Mayer. There you go. Okay, fair enough. LaPorta's friggin' dog. I do like Sam LaPorta, dude. He's based as fuck, dude. So LaPorta's one of those guys, right? One of those guys. We got a lot of young guys, dude. I know some people don't like the way Brad Holmes goes about building the roster, dude. But it's always going to be a little bit cheaper to have the young emerging stars and then maybe work out a contract with them. And if they don't want to sign, well, you know what, dude? I'm just going to friggin' find your replacement in the draft. Unless your name's like Jahmyr Gibbs or Aiden Hutchinson, where you're literally a generational talent. You know what I mean? Now, that being said, hit that like button, dude. Subscribe if you're new here, because we got 5 Lions under 25 to watch. Tim 20man has it broken down for us over here at DetroitLions.com. The Detroit Lions had a plan this offseason to get younger and deeper at a number of positions to foster more competition. Detroit enters the 2026 season with one of the league's youngest rosters in football, led by a core of players now in their prime. Here's a look at 5 players under 25 to watch in 2026 and beyond. Okay, who do we have? Well, Jahmyr Gibbs. Well, yes. Duh. Must we? No. I'm going to be honest, guys. Going to just go ahead and duh. We're not going to read about that. No offense. There's no reason to just continually talk about things that we already know about Jahmyr Gibbs. You know what I'm saying? Safety Brian Branch. Well, he's 24 years old. Branch is progressing through rehab after tearing his Achilles. He wants his baby back ribs. Late last season in December, the expectation is for Branch to potentially return to the field sometime in October or November. Going to get a little October surprise. A little midterm. October surprise, Brian Branch, baby, 32. It's coming for you. It's gonna go down. I don't think you're ready for the return of Brian Branch. I don't think, I just don't think you have it in you. I don't think you can handle what's coming. Okay? Our defense. Our defense. Oh! Our defense. It's going to be absolutely insane this year, you guys. It's just in 3 seasons, Branch has become one of the most versatile defensive backs in the league with his ability to play multiple positions at a Pro Bowl level. He is the only NFL player since at least 1999 to have 30 passes defended, 15 tackles for a loss, 5 interceptions, 4.5 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles through 3 career seasons. Good Lord, and imagine what it could have been if he didn't blow up his Achilles and had to pad those stats out. Branch and cornerback Alontae Taylor are the only players in the NFL to total at least 30 passes defended and 15 tackles for a loss over the last 3 years. Defensive linemen. Oh, my guy. I like him. I like Tyleek the Freak. Tyleek Williams, 23 years old. Young players like Williams usually take their biggest leap in development and production from year 1 to year 2, and he is expecting a big boost in production in the Big 2-6, having a year. I'll just sit on that. Just going to go ahead and, you know what, dude? We're going to go ahead and lightly season you. We're going to go ahead and just ease it out. We're not going to flash fry you, dude. We're going to take our time, and we're going to go ahead and slow cook you. And then you're going to be ready in year 2, dude. You're going to go ahead and take on a big old workload. And you're going to go ahead and produce. And then it's going to be awesome. For me, just more pressure on the quarterback, Williams said after last season of his of an area of his game he wanted to have more of an impact on this season. Quote, I won some rushes, but I'm not winning them at the rate I want to win them. I want more. Gimme, 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 gimme. Williams had 1 sack, 3 quarterback hits, and 17 total QB pressures last year, playing 40%, 446 of the defensive snaps per PFF. He is expected to see a greater share of the reps this season and will have the benefit of playing next to a healthy dancing bear, Lee McNeil, who is now more than a year removed from his ACL injury, and by his own accounts, he feels like his old self, like we're going to give him back at it. I'm going to Liam's going to take you on out back there now. He's going to chop some wood. Gonna be chopping wood. Dude, our front four is going to be absolutely freaking nuts this year. I'm telling you guys, Williams is a unique athlete for his size, and now with some experience under his belt and a full offseason to train for football, he and the Lions are expecting big things are coming in his second season. Let's go ahead and watch this little 2-minute little thing here on Williams and coming into your Williams. Let's do what he's got to say. Huh?
I feel like we always ask rookies this, but coming in year 2, how much different is it in this camp for you now having a season under your belt?
I feel way better. I don't feel as nervous, so I'm playing faster. I learned a lot last year, so I'm just trying to use that to build on this year and get better.
Not having pads on, obviously that's how you guys make a living.
He looks leaner.
Last year that's already helping you in this.
Doesn't he look leaner?
Just how the NFL is played. Like, it's a lot different than college. Players are way better. Schemes are way better. So just having a year under my belt, I feel like I'm just playing faster and more fluid.
Any kind of big goals for you this offseason, setting yourself up for success going into year 2?
Probably shed a little bit more weight. Like I said, just playbook, being a better teammate. That's probably it.
What about your position? Do you expect that to maybe expand a little bit in terms of moving up and down the line a little bit?
Yeah, I think I'll be playing some nose this year and some 3-tech, but we'll see.
Okay. What is it about the edges that have been added to this room?
Man, a few words.
Telling us all the length that he sees around now and how much the team went out and addressed it. Do you see a lot different options around you, edges guys, and how much different their bodies look?
Oh yeah, we did bring in a bunch of long arm guys. So, I think it'll help. We'll see. I don't know.
That's what Dan Campbell's been talking about.
And another Michigan guy in that room.
We have our conversations about the game. Obviously, I troll him, he trolls me. But he's a good dude.
Nobody cares about Michigan and U of M and stuff. Number 4, wide receiver Isaac DeSlaw. Now, gentlemen, I was a little, do we read about DeSlaw? All right. We read about him. We kind of been talking about ceiling the floor, 500, 700. He's going to be a big component. And my guy, JG16 for MVP, Jared Goff, in the big 2-6, hucking 52 touchdowns and going for more than 5,000 yards. Tesla looks to be in the perfect position heading into his second season to succeed. The Lions offense has so many weapons in Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, and Sam LaPorta that Tesla should be a player who benefits from a ton of one-on-one opportunities, and we've already seen that he can win those. He recorded 6 touchdowns on just 27 targets as a rookie, showing off a huge catch radius at 6'4" and such soft hands. He now steps into the number 3 receiver role in his offense with a chance to blow his rookie numbers. It is the Vossa. Quarterback JG16 for MVP Jared Goff has built trust with Tesla, and he could be especially dangerous this season in the red zone. Are we feeling double-digit touchdowns? I think he goes for double-digit touchdowns, dude. We really like Tesla. He's taken off. Campbell said he can do it all. He's tough. He's big. I would say catch radius is one of his best things. His body control and catch radius. That's kind of his tick, man. Tesla focused on adding quickness and more separation to his game this offseason, and that's shown up in OTAs and mini camps, and that's good for OTAs and mini camps. But how well is that going to translate to on the field? Well, we can get hype about it, but we must wait and see what the production and the quality of the offseason shall be for Isaac Tesla. Number 5, rounding it out. A very big topic of discussion this offseason. Right, fellas? Huh? You feeling me? You feel me? Knock on wood if you're with me, man. Have we not just kind of been batting the Terry and Arnold ball back and forth? Just kind of trying to figure out what's going on. Where are we feeling? I think I'm now kind of getting in the camp. Look, dude. Look. TA could have come and been active or at least visible to the media in some capacity, more than he was. He could have been maybe a little bit more encouraging on where he was with his rehab. He had 2 shoulder surgeries in the offseason. Yeah, I get it, dude. But, world-class athlete, world-class recovery care. TA really needed the offseason, the mini camps, to really calm some waters, right? I think right now, if you were to ask me, I'm in the rock camp, dude. I'm Rock Yassin, dude. That's the camp I'm in right now, opposite DJ Reed, right? Why not? I know what I'm getting. We can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Now, personally, yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool if Enos the Penis Rakestraw breaks like a straw. Don't let him get wet. He will crumple like a paper straw. Thankfully, we got 12 indoor games this season. Enos Rakestraw. Just like a bat out of hell. You know what I'm saying? Dude, Enos Rakestraw. When he gets his first week 1, when Enos Rakestraw blows everybody out of the water and is named the starting cornerback on the outside, opposite DJ Reed, usurping it from a healthy TA. When they announce Enos Rakestraw and he enters the tunnel, runs through the tunnel, they need to play the Undertaker's entry music, because he will be returning from the dead and start what will be a first-team All-Pro season. Let's go. But Terrion Arnold heads into what feels like a make-or-break third season, competing to be the starter opposite DJ Reed at one of the outside cornerback spots. Arnold is coming off a shoulder injury and was limited participant in OTAs and minicamps, but is expected to be back in full for the start of training camp. He played in 8 games last year, 7 starts, before being placed on IR with a shoulder injury. It's a big season for the former first-round pick to show he can be a consistent and productive starter on the outside of Calvin Shepard's defense. Opposing passers have completed 60%, almost 60%, 57.9% of their passes with 96.3% passer rating. Wow. And 7 touchdowns in 24 games. Wow, that's really bad. He's got to show the Lions can take the next step. If he does, this defense has a chance to be significantly better against the pass, which they were ranked 20th in the pass in 2025, this year in 2026. Yeah, well, wait and see. Wait and see. Wait and see. I can't wait to wait and see whatever will it be with Terrion Arnold and his shitty shoulders. I don't know. I couldn't rhyme. Wait and see. Wait and see. Wait and see. Wait and see. We will wait and see. How do we feel, chat? We really flew through those articles, didn't we, huh? I didn't recognize him because his face was in there. Oh, you talking about Tyleek, dude? Yeah, bro. He's looking lean, right, dude? Looking like he did that Aleem the Dream diet between seasons 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot leaner, dude. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. I'm trying to get you ready so that, come week 9, we don't got a bunch of you guys going, oh my God, the defensive line is so good, right? I'm telling you, our defensive line is going to be sick, bro. Our defensive line is going to be sick, dude. Hutch is going to get 26 sacks this year, dude. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Hutch, 26 sacks. Yeah. Let's go, dude. I would say TA has until the trade deadline to impress the Lions. If not, he could be traded for a bag of chips. Well, he's probably look, dude. Who do you think? Who? Let's be honest. If TA is on the trade block, where do you think he's going? He's gonna go to Jerryville for like a fucking 6th-round pick, and he's gonna have like 6 games with an interception like 6 consecutive games with an interception, because that's what's gonna have happen. But then he'll have a massive fall off, just like Roy Williams. We need one of these corners to figure it out. I agree, Sam. What's up, Raw? How you doing this evening, dude? LaPorta should be given between 16 and 17 million. Right on. Okay. TA will be good, you think? A healthy Aleem it all starts with him. Dude, yes, bro. Aleem is one of the most important, like, linchpins to this. It's here's the thing. When you run a defense like the Lions are trying to run, and you have so many moving parts, dude, everything needs to work, perfectly in unison. And when you start to have hiccups and you start to kind of cobble and piecemeal things together, starts to kind of slip up. And then when what was supposed to be redundancies, when they fail due to ridiculous injuries, then you're really starting to import pieces from fucking, you got, Chinesium parts going in, and it's just never going to hold up the way that you need it to. We need every component of this machine to run the way that it's designed for the entire cycle in which it's designed, which is, 17, the division would be 18, championship would be 19. Was it 20 games? We'd have to win 20 games, right? Boom. It's just that easy, dude. It's just that easy, dude. Well, we got a 1st, 3rd, and 6th for Roy Williams. Too bad we wasted the picks on Pettigrew and other scrubs. Yeah, Brandon Pettigrew. I turned him into an absolute beast in Madden. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I make my tight ends absolutely insane stat monsters, bro. It's ridiculous, dude. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a big tight end fan, dude. But like, it's Pettigrew, it's Ebron, it's the bad tight ends in the 1st round for the Lions, which is one of the main reasons why I'm just like, you can't take a tight end in the 1st round, dude. Brandon, drop a few. Brandon, drop them all, dude. Drop them all, dude. So the Lions position breakdowns, let's define some roster battles according to the Slipper over here at A to Z Sports, right? Okay, here we go. Gibbs is the base now. We know Gibbs is capable, but he's never had to carry a backfield himself. He shared the load with David Montgomery for years. Did last year really count? And even with that split, he finished top 5 in receiving yards among running backs every season. Now the Lions are going to pile it on. What does this mean for Gibbs? Should he be expected to handle a heavy workload on 1st and 2nd down territory that used to belong to Montgomery? He's no longer the change of pace back. He is the pace. You're going to see him get a ton of carries, a ton of targets in the passing game, and he has a real shot to lead the league in rushing yards. I don't think Gibbs, whoa, what you doing there, bucko? I don't think Gibbs is going to be a 2,000-yard rusher, but 1,500 and 1,600 rushing yards wouldn't be crazy at all. When you factor in receiving numbers, something in the range of 18 to 19 total yards from scrimmage is very much on the table. No. Over 2K. J. Gibbs 2K. Sonic 2K. Super Sonic 2K. 2K. And 26 offensive touchdowns for Gibbs. Let's go! You can do it! Pacheco fills the gaps Detroit has needed. The most underrated thing about Pacheco that nobody is talking enough about is his pass blocking. He's a very good run blocker. He's very good at picking up the blitz, and he brings that extra layer of protection the Lions have lacked. As much as Montgomery was fun, and as much as everyone loves Gibbs, both of them did struggle in that area. Pacheco's role figures to center on third downs, passing situations where Detroit needs an extra blocker, short yardage work, and red zone carries. Lower the shoulder, get through the line, pound the rock. I don't think you'll see him much in the pass game the way that Gibbs will dominate targets, but that is fine. The Lions are going to love utilizing him in those dirty work spots. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, dude. Hang on, I'm going to sneeze, fellas. I can feel it just brewing right in the tip of my fucking nose. Excuse me. Just one. Come on, just one. Don't hit me with the 3, dude. All right. We're good. We got it, dude. We're locked in, dude. But what I was saying, I do think Pacheco, as far as offensive production, look for him to see those Jay Willie touches, those red zones, those 2 yards, those grinders, dude. Those grinders get in behind that big offensive line and just walk it in. You know what I'm saying, dude? That's where I think Pacheco's going to see a lot of his offensive production. But I think you do see a pedigree of good pass blocking ability to come in, really pick up on the blitz, shore up the deficiencies that we had or could have along the offensive line. But that's not going to happen, so we're not worried about that at all. Sione Vaki has something to prove. I know the Lions fans are frustrated with Vaki. Detroit traded up for him in the 4th round, and there were hopes he would eventually become the Montgomery replacement. Those hopes could still be there, but 2026 is going to be incredibly important. The last thing Vaki dealt with was some injuries, and that has really hamstrung his development and pushed his timeline back. I see people compare him to Giovanni Manu, and I think that is a poor comparison. Vaki is maybe one of the best special teams players in the league, or at least has a chance to be. Go back and watch the film. Very often, the guy making the tackle on coverage units, well, he is right, and it is Vaki. I wrote earlier this offseason about the possibility of moving Vaki back to safety, and I still think that there's some meat on that bone. But for now, the path forward is clear. Stay healthy during training camp, make some moves in the preseason, and earn the running back 3 spot. Pacheco is only here on a 1-year deal. If Vaki can't impress, maybe he's the running back number 2 in 2027. But if the Lions' intentions are to never elevate him above running back 3, moving him back to safety might be the right call, even if it's a bit late in his career to make the switch. My guy, Jacob Seton Sailors is the sleeper to watch. Captain Sailors, we are ready to bon voyage, ahoy, matey, and let's set sail with Jacob Seton Sailors. Sailors impressed me last summer. Yeah, me too. He came out of the UFL as an all-league running back, and nobody expected him to make the roster. Right away, he showed the Lions a reason to carry 4 running backs into 2025. And he started repping as the return man on top of that. He never broke one for a touchdown, but he did just fine in that role. Here's the thing. I don't think it's crazy at all to believe Sailors could beat out Vaki for the running back 3 spot. He absolutely has a shot, and he might be somebody to keep an eye on this summer. Yeah, I think Jacob Sailors is a sneaky guy. I would like to see him take that running back 3 spot. I think he has enough upside in terms of does enough things well to justify a spot on the roster. On top of that, he does have a little bit more of a bigger build, a little bit more of a bruiser style to him. I'm not saying he's a big body back, but he's a little bit bigger of a build. The rest of the room, Jabari Small is a camp body, practice squad at the most. He had a decent summer last year, and the Lions are giving him another chance. Then there's Kyle Robichaux, who suffered a season-ending injury and reverted back to the Lions. Instead of cutting him outright, Detroit is giving him another shot. But we didn't see much from him before the injury. He's the mystery component of this whole thing. The top of the running back room is set. The bottom, well, that's anyone's guess. Let's see how it shakes out when the pads come on. 51 days, I think. I'm pretty sure, Brandy, you can check the comments. So you guys, go ahead and check the comments on the last video. Comment with it. I believe Brandy said July 27th, I think tickets go on sale for training camp. And then shortly after that, you guys know how things go underway. I think, I'm not 100%. I have to double check. June or July, somewhere around there. It's beside the point. We're close. We're a lot closer than you guys really think that we are. But but the Jacob Sailors thing, I do think Jacob Sailors can beat out Vaki. I think Vaki's a special teams guy. And I think Jacob Sailors is a special teams return man that also offers offensive viability. I'd be more... Look, worst case scenario, if it came down to it and you're like telling me we got to roll with one of those two guys carrying the majority of the workload, I'm totally leaning on Jacob Sailors with way more confidence than I am Sione Vaki. That's nothing against Sione Vaki. You know what I'm saying? Damn, did that taste like garlic. Woo, fellas. How we doing, y'all? I hope Gibbs breaks the rushing record this year. Dude, me too, bro. Me too. How'd this poll finish out here, fellas? 14 votes. Should LaPorta crack 20 million AAV? Coming in last place with 14% of the vote. Going to end it. Bam. With 14% of the vote was no. Second place, 36% of the vote say yes. And 50% of you, which again is the boat that I would be in, are saying, yes, he's worth it, but we're going to have to kind of wait and see how that old back holds up, dude. How you gonna bounce back from the injuries? Are we getting vintage, very well-aged vintage Sam LaPorta? Or are we getting some cheap, Chinese knockoff, some Temu version of Sam LaPorta? I ain't paying no $20 million for no Temu version of Sam LaPorta. Yeah, vintage Sam LaPorta. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Aleem is going to wreck ass this season. Phrasing, yeah, well, dude, I hope he does. I hope Aleem and Tyleek and Hutch and Wanham wreck everyone's ass, top to bottom, dude. I hope that the Detroit Lions wreck so much ass on defense that the Ford family can't help but publicly announce that Astroglide is trying to become the owner of the Detroit Lions, simply because it would save us so much money on the amount of lube that we have to buy and provide the other team for all of the ass busting. All right, so gentlemen, have yourself a wonderful rest of the evening. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Hit the like button on the way out the door. Turn the notification bell on so you can be notified. You can just come hit that fucking button. Boop. Come right here and partake in more of this fun Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. here at YouTube, Rumble, and Kick. Until next time, tomorrow, I'm James of the Hat and Beard Show. You've been an attentive audience. A bonga bonga. Frig off.